everyone. Welcome back to the Morning Talk series. My name is Clarice, and I'm here again with Esther and Barry. On today's episode, the topic for the day is money moves. Now, I want to know the biggest money move we've had in our lives. So I'll start with Ore. Ore, what's that biggest money move you've had?
Okay, the biggest money move that I can pick up right now, it should be starting from 2020, yeah,
Okay.
during the rise in dollar, yeah, because then I was able to like stack up some USD at that point in time because I don't know, like I said, I was planning that USD was going to increase or Naira was going to depreciate, but I think there was some, what do you call it? There were some jobs that I did at that point in time that made me accumulate some amount of dollars. So getting into 2021, ending of 2021 stroke early 2022, I think I had a friend that needed to pay for his school fees. His school fees, yes, I
Okay.
remember very well. Yeah, he needed to pay for his school fees, and I think there was an issue with this Form A then, and Form A was taking about 3 to 6 months to for you to like able to access the funds they wished for you to pay. And I know what Form A is now. That is getting the dollar rate at the CBN value. That is, I think, as low as 400 to 500. I can't remember specifically. And dollar was going above 500 at that point in time. So I was able to like, I think then I got my dollar for around that 450 or so, and I was able to like sell. I don't want to disclose the amounts. Yeah. So I was able to sell for him as high as about 600 because it was something that he needed instantly because I think he was, yeah, I think it was like he had a deadline for him to pay the school fees. So that was like, by the time I did that conversion, it was actually like running into a very large number. So from there, I was able to like diversify into other things. And I think ever since then, I've actually like gone in that line of like exchange, that is exchanging dollar and other currencies for Naira.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Esther,
Mm,
the biggest money move.
yeah. Okay. Okay. I would not exactly call this my biggest money move, but I just find it an interesting. Let me just say it's an interesting money move.
Okay.
So there was this time I visited someone. I think I was spending one of the holidays with them. I think it was an Easter holiday, and they were talking about having a contribution. She was a civil servant, or she is a civil servant, and having, how civil servants have contributions and everything like that. And I I actually did not even need the contribution for any reason or something like that. But she was just talking about the fact that they were not complete and they needed one more person to complete them and all like that. So I just said, okay, yeah, just add just add me to it. It was more like wanting to just help out
Mm-hmm.
at that point. And they added me. I didn't mind taking the last place because it was not like I had a goal in mind for the money. And the contribution continued, and it was something that went on for almost a year, and I was the last person. And as at the time the money came, the interesting thing was I was not as financially buoyant as I was at the time I started the contribution. So it was at a time that I now needed the money, especially because I think I needed to pay for my master's program at the time. So the money just came at the right time, and it's something that I consider it's interesting because it would have been very inconvenient at that time if I had to pay out of my pocket if I didn't have that contribution. So like I said, it's not the biggest money move. It's
But
just
to you, it is.
it was just yeah, it's an interesting one, and the fact that it
Mm-hmm.
came in very handy. And the lesson, it taught me a lesson. It taught me a lesson really
So what's the lesson? What did you learn?
that well, the thing is, many times we tend to um, we think that how do I say it? We think that we are buoyant enough or at least that we are comfortable enough
Okay.
to handle any. any maybe any financial that I don't what I'm trying to say is that there are down moments. There are down moments, and at those down moments, what you would have considered or what seemed to be insignificant would turn out to be a lifesaver, especially because that was what that money was to me at that time. And it taught me a lesson that yeah, it might look insignificant now, but no money is too small because that money can save you from sapa at any time, especially in an economy like this. So, yeah.
Okay. For me, I've not really had a very big money move. Why is that? Because every money move or every big money move I try to, you know, put myself in, I always run at the loss. You know, I'm always at the losing end. But for me, I'd say my one of the money move I made, but it's not really like for this public,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll just say like personally I made was the time I stopped my job and I stayed up for like 7 months. So I was working like since 2017 to like 2022. So I stopped 2020, yeah, 2022. So I stopped and stayed home for like 7 months. You know the funny thing is I before even stopping the job, I was actually spending the regular, but it got to a point that I said I was going to like stop spending, like the regular and just save up. And funny enough, the money I saved was almost, like almost a million, not even almost a million, but let's say above 500. And that was what I used like for months. Because when I was still looking for jobs and everything, and I did not see. So for me, that would have been like, for me, I would say that's like money move, even though it's not in alignment with the topic, but I would say that was like a very big money move I made.
It
And
was a smart
yeah, it
money
was a
Smart
very
decision.
move.
smart
Money decision.
decision I made. And for 7 months, going up and down and everything, studio and all that, it was just what saved my life for 7 months until I got another job,
That's good
you
one.
know. So that's just my own money move.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Well, I think the interesting thing about money moves is that you don't even know when you're making them.
Yeah.
You
No.
understand? It's more
Most
like
times it's not intentional.
yeah,
It just
it's not
happens.
intentional. I think another interesting money move that I've made with and it was not even intentional. I needed to get something. Um, I needed to get something, and I was to pay in the foreign currency.
Okay.
Now, funny thing is, at the time I got that thing, the supplier did not have one of the items, which was actually the biggest item that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, later I was to get refunded, and later I decided, you know what, let me just use this money to buy something else. And well, Nigerian exchange rate, the naira is always on a race down anyway.
Yes.
So at that time, the exchange rate had increased. It was not dollars, it was Chinese this yuan.
Yeah.
Yes. So and at the time I needed to buy something else again, the currency had increased and it was quite favorable. So it was really interesting in that I almost got more value because I didn't get exactly what I wanted initially, but almost got more value, and that's what makes money move. For it, if it was intentional, I don't think an intentional investment, yeah, it's still a money move, but those surprise money move, yeah, yeah, like you just wish why did I put more money in this thing and all like that. So I think for the lesson that it will hold for us is to be intentional
Yes.
about how we spend, be intentional about how we invest,
Mm-hmm.
and be intentional about how we how do I say this now? How we should I say how we call back investments.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because there are times that you made a smart money move, but you also need to wait long enough for it to yield what it needs to yield.
Okay.
So
For
that
my,
that that is almost a jab at already like you'd have been changing that your dollar for 1,000
Yes,
something.
by
honestly,
now.
don't. For me,
So
what
Come
I
on.
learned
I made
was
my money then, so I'm still
when
okay.
I learned from my
oh,
own part was majorly I it taught me how to say no. You know when you're a free giver, not only a free giver, like there are times when you don't have a choice. If you have responsibility, you know what I'm talking about. So like it taught me how to say no, taught me how to save better, it was like a roller coaster because you know what it means now to feel at home. So for me, I learned a lot. Like it was a very good experience for me. I actually every step I made in making that decision was perfect and it was worth it at the end of the day. Alright, what are you gonna say?
Oh no, no, doing good.
You can't have anything. It's still spending from the profit
No,
of your
no,
life
no,
stage.
no.
That's how rich people do.
We've come to the end of this episode. Now I want you guys to go to the comment section below. Tell us what you tell us your best money move you made and we're going to respond to you. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And see you guys next Thursday. Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.